Oh man, I hate Mondays.
Nah, man, it's Tuesday.
Wait. What day is it?
You know what day it is? Tuesday. Tuesday.
Oh, fuck yeah! Grab a cold one. It's Brews Day Tuesday, brought to you by the Cellar and Six Pack Store. Here is DreZ and Huck.
That lovely sound confirms it. Brews Day Tuesday brought to you by the Cellar Restaurant and Six Pack Store in downtown Blacksburg. Huck and I went out there just the other day and did some beer shopping.
We did. We saw Mikey.
Yeah, said hello. He came in on his day off just to say hi to us.
I'm not sure that's why, but
it was convenient that he was there, that he popped in while we were there. But now if you're watching on the YouTube and or Facebook Live or whatever, you might have thought that Huck and I might have popped the same can, because they're both blue, light blue like that. Although, unlike all the other Oktoberfest beers out there that are orange usually, these ones are blue for some reason. I have, get it? For some reason. See what I did there? Reason beer is what I just popped.
That kind of show, is it?
Yeah, maybe. See, I'm in charge of the crickets though, so I don't cricket myself.
Yeah, that should have been a cricket.
So for those that don't know, Reason out of Charlottesville. I don't think I've ever actually been there though. But this is their Marzen, lager beer like we were drinking last week, because it is still Oktoberfest.
That's right. It's going to go on forever.
Yeah. In fact, I guess, it's actually October.
Yeah.
But only the beginning of October does Oktoberfest make sense. So
if you finish blawing, I'm having a crossover beer. Everybody does beers with other breweries. Collaborations. Captain Lawrence did a collaboration with Snyder of Hanover Pretzels, which, if you're a pretzel aficionado, you are aware of these.
Snyder is pretty much I'd say they're like the golden standard, golden
the
pretzel standard.
They're the ones. These big ones that come in a big tin can are good. I mean, they come in bags too. But anyway, so they actually put pretzels in this Marzen. So it's a pretzel Marzen. And there you have it.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one.
Snyder's beer.
I am a fan of pretzels. Now, all right, obviously there's a whole array of pretzels. Like, if you could just what's your favorite go-to like pretzel?
Oh, I like a nice, like
big soft pretzel.
Covered, or I like the ones
cheese.
where they cook them in with jalapenos inside of them.
Oh yeah.
And then they got something to dip beer cheese, dip them in.
Oh yeah.
I think the first time I saw that was at Oscar Blues in North Kakalaki. And they had like 4 different kinds. We got one of each, and we're like, me and Liz, and we're like, we're just gonna eat like half of a quarter of each one. We ate every bite of all of them. Of course,
there's no way to stop, because that's the thing. The pretzels are so good. So I was raised on soft pretzels. Like I have fond memories of being a child, and that was the main thing I was excited about going to a tech game for, was to get my soft pretzel.
Oh, okay.
So I always get one every time I go to a game. But of course, now pretty much every time I go to a brewery, that's another thing I look for, because most good breweries have a soft pretzel option with beer cheese.
And that was my granddaughter was sad at Floyd Fest because the pretzel people
weren't there.
They got put out of business by what we're not talking about. COVID, so they couldn't come.
Oh damn, that's
I know.
Shame.
They also made giant donuts, like this big around. You can't see this if you listen on the radio, but like 12-inch donuts, 8-inch donuts. They were the greatest.
Oh man,
I mean, they're unbelievable.
Yeah, but some of the soft pretzels you can come across, like the ones that like they hang up on a big old thing. You
ever watch them make them?
Where
they roll it the dough and then they twist it.
Yeah, you do the twist.
They do this magic twist. I don't know how to do it.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So soft pretzels are, let's be honest, they're the best.
Yeah, but then if hard pretzels,
the
little tiny sticks. Little tiny sticks. Then
I like you're talking about the really thin ones?
Thin ones. And then you can like melt caramel or butterscotch and pour it over that.
Okay. So every Christmas I make these things called we call them Christmas turtles. I'll probably have given some to you at some point. But like the little pretzels, Snyder's usually.
Yeah.
But like the regular ones though, not the sticks. You put a rojo on it, the chocolate caramel.
Yeah.
And then you throw it in the oven for like 5 minutes, and then you push one of those pecans on top.
Yeah, ours are just like twisted pretzels, little pretzels with butterscotch on them.
Yeah,
it's
I like
really good.
You're talking about twisted though. Like I do like the the braided, pretzel sticks, and then you can get the honey braided ones. Those are pretty good. I think those are Snyder's as well.
Then you got
the sourdough nugget ones. You got the peanut butter filled ones.
Yeah, wait a minute. What are those called?
There's that whole series of the ones that got like the pizza.
Yeah, we get those.
I used to. I don't know. I was never really a huge fan of those combos.
I was looking it up.
You were looking it up. I knew it.
Combos. Yeah, we get the combos. Well, I don't usually buy them, but my son gets them, and I'll get it. He'll truck the ride with them. I look down. It'll be a whole bag of. I'll just start eating them.
It's not an option I would pick out, but if it's there, I would probably eat them.
Yeah, the combos, especially the peanut butter and the cheese.
Well, the peanut butter is not those. That's a different one. Those are like those peanut butter filled like like the little nugget ones.
You're a nugget.
And there's like the sourdough. Those are the other ones I like. Is like the bigger sourdough.
Yeah, they're good.
Hard ones are good. Man, I could talk pretzels all day. I love pretzels.
Let's not.
I'm surprised you brought the beer. Can you taste the pretzel in the beer, or do you think you just need to be eating pretzels with the beer?
No, you actually
would it go well?
You actually do get a little bit of that pretzel taste.
Yeah. Is it just like kind of salty on the back end or something? A little bit salty,
just a little bit of that bready bread taste. I mean, beer is bread.
Yeah.
Beer's got grain in it and cook it, so it's bread. So this is pretty good.
I'm looking forward to trying that one. Of course, this is so it is a Marzen, right?
Yeah, it's just like
Marzen.
It's not a bad Marzen.
We were talking last week though that like when it comes to Marzens, there's that purity law or whatever. Like you can't really vary off the recipe. So what do you think they did? They didn't.
Oh well, no, it's not a law anymore. It's just
that's a rule of thumb.
Yeah, I mean,
people break.
Yeah, well, no, it was a law in Germany, and then when craft beer came along, I don't think I could look it up, but it hadn't been that long since it was repealed. But the law was repealed, and they can now make wheat beers and rye beers and all the other things they want to make, and add fruity beers or whatever.
So, but it wouldn't be a Marzen though, right?
Oh no,
that's what I'm saying. Is that a Marzen?
No, the law doesn't really have to do with the Marzen. The law has to do with the fact that Marzen was such a plain beer because of the law.
I got you.
But now you can make a Marzen any way you want, and they still try to make them traditional.
Okay. So what does it say what they did? Did they just throw like pretzel yeast in it or something? No,
they actually say right here they put in mini pretzels.
Okay.
So they just brewed with Snyder's of Hanover's mini pretzels.
So they just threw in the mini pretzels
as extra starch.
As adjunct.
Extra starch.
Say that.
That
should increase the ABV, which by the way, I don't remember if we said.
No, it's actually 5%.
Mine's 5.5 over here. The Reasons Marzen. Pardon me. Can I have some more pretzels?
So they just actually throw the pretzels into the boil, and then I guess the starches in the pretzel bread are converted to sugars, just like other wheats, other grains when you boil them.
Is that standard when you're just going to try and make a beer have some sort of flavor and you're just going to throw in some adjunct? Is it always during the boil, or is there obviously I'm assuming there's different parts in the process that you can add it and it'll give you different results.
Depends on what you're doing. But if you're making like a wheat beer, then you use wheat grain, and that gives you the wheat flavor. If you're making a rye beer, you use rye grain. If you're making a stout or porter, you're using some kind of dark burnt grain. There's different there's like 90, 20, 80 different versions of how dark the grains are. But then if you're making like a raspberry beer, you might put the raspberry in a boil, or you might put the raspberry in afterwards, or you might puree the raspberry and cook it separately and then use it as a sugar. So you get this, it actually ferments. And then like hopping is the same thing. You put the hop in early, put the hop in late, put the hop in after you've already done,
Sometimes you put a hop in as a garnish.
And sometimes you have a whatever that thing Dogfish had invented that it runs it through the hops into your glass.
Oh, yeah. I don't remember that.
I have like a little handheld one. I was a little disappointed in it.
It doesn't.
No,
doesn't do much.
I can't remember what they call that thing.
Hop attenuator or something. Hop it to me.
It was
while Huck's looking that up, I'm going to give the Untapped spiel because I think it's about time to rate these beers. That's how we like to keep track of them. The Untapped app, you can look us up on there. DreZ Drinks is my handle. Huck's Beer Buzz is his. A great way to keep track of what you're drinking, what you think of it, and stuff like that. I was using it. I had it out constantly while we were at the cellar the other day looking for beers because it's just like, oh, I've had this before. What's the general rating? What's the consensus? Is it good? Is it bad? well, I might just have to buy one to see for myself.
So it's called a Randall.
A Randall.
Randall.
The Randler.
The Randler. So you can put anything in a Randall, and they do. If you ever go up to Dogfish Head in Delaware, Rehoboth Beach near, you should go because I'll have something on the Randall.
So so they have a specific, and it's so sometimes it's hops, but sometimes they'll put like marshmallows in there or something.
Yeah, I mean you wouldn't anything. So there's a brew pub down in Rehoboth Beach.
I do need to go there, don't I?
Yeah, that's the first brewery I ever went to.
What?
Yeah,
really?
The first brewery I went to was in like 2004, 2005.
You never went to a brewery before 2004?
I never went to a craft brewery with the intention of
drinking and learning craft beer.
Okay. And the only other thing that happened on that trip was I bought an Easy Pass, which I think is the most technologically advanced thing they ever did for automobiles because you no longer have to stop and talk to the fat guy in the toll booth.
Well, now you can't even do that if you wanted to.
No, you still can, unless Junior Turnpike anyway. Because I forgot mine.
For the longest time, they
just wave you through.
It was funny. No, it's like you got charged via camera or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's funny because it's like, oh, okay, well, they're doing this, they're saying because of COVID or whatever, or it's saving, they can't get people there to do it. So they're saving money by not having people in the booth, having to pay people, whatever. Yet they charge more.
Yeah.
And it's okay. That doesn't make sense. I didn't sign up for this. I want the normal fee or cost of what this pike or what it was going to cost me to drive on this road, which I think is ridiculous to begin with.
So do you have an Easy Pass?
No.
Okay. So I have one for my RV.
Why would I need an Easy Pass?
I have one for the RV and one for the tow vehicle. And so when I go,
that's another way. It depends on how many axles you got.
Yeah. Right? It doesn't matter though for me because it doesn't know. And mine's out of Delaware. I bought it in Delaware in 2004. So when I go through a toll booth anywhere, it goes beep, 2 axles. Yep, beep, 2 axles. But it's supposed to be like double for the RV, right? The RV is like a truck. They're supposed to charge you more.
No, but it's only 2 axles.
Doesn't matter. They charge you more. They charge you on the West
if you're towing,
even not. They charge you $6.50 instead of $3 for the RV.
Those bastards.
Yeah,
they're bastards.
But I was coming through Georgia and the Easy Pass doesn't work there. And I was blowing in the left lane, and all the signs, don't do this, we're gonna get you. And I was like, oh, and when I got home, I realized my back license plate had fallen off.
Oops.
Yeah. And I was like, no problem. So then I sold the BRV, and upgraded the next BRV. And a year and a half later, I get a letter in the mail. You owe $67. I'm like, no, I don't think so. No, I'm not doing that.
Can you prove?
Yeah, I don't even own that vehicle anymore. Yeah. And I didn't have a license plate on it. So no.
Yeah, I don't know. Either way, we digress. Pretzel beer? What are we doing? How are we feeling? They throw some Snyder's pretzels in there. Does it make it better? Does it make it worse?
It's a reasonable Marzen. It's like a 4. So I'm going to give it like a 4.25 because they went all the way out to get some pretzels and throw them in there and cook them up.
That was nice of them.
4.25.
I'm looking forward to trying that one. Reason beer, the Marzen Lager. I mean, I don't remember what my average score of the Marzens from last week were, but I'm guessing it's probably all right around that 4.25 because they all always taste so similar. They all always taste pretty damn good. I mean, some are slightly better than others, but it's all in that wheelhouse because, like you were saying, with that purity law, like there's only one way to properly make a Marzen. So, they're going to do it. They're going to do it right, and Reason's doing it. So for that reason, I'll give it a 4.25.
The Reason Brewery is in a big giant building I do for my security company that I kind of semi-retired from. It's one of my few customers I kept, but it's a big giant building. They're in that building.
I can understand why you might have wanted to keep them.
Every time I go up there to work, I'm in, hey, Reason, what you got?
Yeah.
There's no reason not to.
Exactly. I haven't checked. Like I said, I don't think I've ever been there. So I might have to check them out next time I'm in.
It's a little hard to find because, like I say, they're in this huge, it's the old phone company building. It's like 2 million square feet.
It's a huge.
Yeah. And you got to drive all around it to find it. It's in like a little cubby hole. This building's like 2 or 3 stories high and couple hundred, 500, 600 feet long.
I'll put it on my list. I'm sure I'll probably be there this Thanksgiving.
You can park your RV in the parking lot.
Oh, maybe we'll do a little trip. Now that's an idea.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that. And for that reason, we will take a break. We talked about it last time. I mean, I don't have Opa bands, but since we're doing Oktoberfest,
oh yeah,
German, should we?
Yeah,
you're a fan of Rammstein.
All of a sudden, I am.
Yeah, you
never
are.
heard of them. Never heard of them. Now I'm like, those guys are really good.
That's pretty good. What was that song?
What are
you
they
played?
saying? Pick your nose. Pick your nose. I don't know.
Du hast. Du hast mich. You hate me. Rammstein coming up. Oktoberfest continues on Bruce Day Tuesday after this. Stick around.